In the shadowy arena, tension crackles between a gray-haired beastman and a silver-haired girl. Their heated exchange vibrates with underlying hostility. Navirose challenges his aggressive nature as a teacher, and the beastman's casual retort only adds fuel to the fire. Their banter masks a deeper conflict, one that could ignite into chaos. A silver-haired character confronts a menacing beastman about his past failures. Her glowing green eyes compete with his predatory gaze, underscoring the tension. As she questions his skills, the beastman stands unfazed, relishing the power dynamic. But as she draws her weapon, the stakes are clear. Only one can emerge victorious. The cityscape is a blur as a gray-haired woman emits green energy, ready to combat. Beside her, a muscular man freezes mid-fall, paralyzed by an unseen force. Meanwhile, beastmen struggle against this mysterious power. The sound echoes. Could this paralysis be what he dreads? Amidst swirling energies, a serpent's fierce yellow gaze marks a moment of reckoning. In a clash of brute strength and spellbinding force, a werewolf-like figure is astounded by his opponent's resilience. Strength and transformation hang in the balance, as destiny's grip tightens. Blue energy surges as the beastman accepts the challenge to fight, only to be rivaled by a massive discharge from a dark-haired warrior. Amidst the chaos, a frustrated voice cuts through, demanding accountability amidst escalating tension. Ronan faces the beastman with anger for his sister's protection. Echoing a dire warning against harm, he injects urgency into a confrontation that may leave an indelible mark. Meanwhile, the silver-haired character watches, the storm within shifting. Disbelief colors Ronan's reprimand of the swordmaster's skirmish. Their behavior is unsuited for stature. As the beast nods in acknowledgement and admits to excess, resolution forms tenuously, and learning from past mistakes becomes paramount. Amidst the relief of resolution, tension resurfaces as Ronan faces reprimands and exerts authority despite exasperation. Introduced to an enigmatic woman wielding intense green energy, questions arise. What truths are hidden beneath her command? In a luxurious setting, the narrative threads weave wariness as Ronan becomes wary of the beastman who once aided family members. Danger lurks beneath the ornate surface, a quiet warning weaving unease among the opulence. Flashbacks of the Night of Fangs reveal Ziffa's past, a tenuous alliance with werebeasts casting shadowy memories over their current situation. Trust remains fractured as Ronan grapples with the implications. Unease trembles through. Memories that never fade. Weary of potential threats, discussions unfold about the Empire's powerful warriors and the enigma of Zynas. Hidden potential invites silent trepidation within conversations, as the aura of wariness expands across Ronan's contemplations. Amidst luxurious drapery, Ronan considers the Empire's elite. But thoughts shift. This familiarity wanes as a conversation becomes more direct, eyes sharp with inquiry. Truths demand exposure within silken shadows. Among opulence, Ronan confidently acknowledges a newfound mastery. Profound blue energies ignite as intentions grow in aura and determination. In the space of their achievements, expectations build, a promise of relentless pursuit in shadows. In sleek confrontation, Ronan stands poised under scrutiny, ready to demonstrate his sword aura. Here, technique transcends expectation. Strength whispers through tension as energy teeters at precipice. A moment tinged with green undertones and skill unfurls power through Zynas' hands. Knowing strength demands mana, he channels concentration, and his sword glows with crimson might. A tangible manifestation aiming for the distance of sky and shadows. Confusion abounds as the formidable loses its form. Disappearance brews circumspection. As echoes of battle linger, confidence orbits recall and resolution tempers intent, as determination deepens through crimson light. The difference between mana infusion and true sword aura lands stark against Ronan's expectations. Awareness surfaces. True mastery remains elusive but sought after amidst aspirations. In fierce contemplation, Ronan listens to lessons of combat and ability tools. Slow understanding registers in his eyes as apparitions of strength hang where experience dictates expectations, a revelatory atmosphere of battle methods dissected. As shadows hover, Zynas reassures, guiding forward. Mastery lies in understanding the basics, his hold steady on the journey. The white-haired woman's determined stature reflects promises of progress. Under swirling arcs, energy mastery unfolds. Ronan's mirrors teachings layered in Mana's mysteries, unfurled before expert grasp, each step etches lessons as anxiety mixes with anticipation. Instruction commands focus as potential ignites. With mana infusion, powers evolve. As the darkness illuminates, Ronan realizes secrets dance within the light, leaving curiosity, thirsting for more. With mastery of weapon and craft revealed, hidden power takes form. The silver-haired woman commands energies that slice through the void, drawing attention with intensity, a hint her own limits break beside those of enchantment unbridled. In surprise and assertion, power dynamics shift. La Mancha wields tales of fabled potential, a warning. Only true mastery can call forth such might. Introspection and wit forge forward through newly broken ground, facing each limit in stride. Resolve brightens in orange eyes as words of focused intent empower. Red energy surrounds, pushing Ronan to excel and then surpass limits, as Miss Navirose's confidence grows clearer, forming an alliance of kindred cunning. With ferocity encircling, time quantifies commitment. Each second reflects refinement as Ronan proves endurance against expectations, insight and growth realized with each new height of trial. Time as both medium and marker of progress. Under lunar gaze, discipline births potential, his sword glowing with promise, sealed in ritual to reflect forgotten strength of red moons and vigilant night watchers. Mana flow disrupts and devastates as steel cleaves through crafted barriers. A sharp edge on training as the audience of hollow effigies stands broken, a triumph inscribed onto the arena's essence. Visual grandeur paints visions of victory, silhouettes of foes laid waste. The steadfast protagonist stands, victory weaving its red aura around, futures in reflex as conquered battlefield and tranquil horizons merge. In confident reminiscence, prowess is acknowledged. Training's necessity emerges beneath surfaces previously unplumbed. As the day ends, hints of skills reserved arise, a promise of mysteries yet unraveled in shadows. In looming horizons, proficiency finds its dawn shadowed by playful exchanges and the constancy of aspiration. Ages of pursuit thrill beneath practiced grace, immersing destinies as stars dot the educational constellation. Interruption reverberates urgency, questions teetering on mana's faltering cusp. An essential truth shadows dialogue, precious balance of constitution provokes need for careful vigilance. Consequences wait patient amidst future's tangled labyrinths. Skeptical inquiry cast into shadows meets an awakening sonata. A symphony of surprise marks reflections. In their dance, trust and wariness continue unbroken, while confusion churns anew like powerful tides. In reflective shadows, Ronan discusses Adeshan's safety with urgency. From tales and hardships past to fears of future conflict, the atmosphere weaves with tension, each revelation gleaming sharp as a tempered blade. A clash of formidable energies echoes as uncertain control struggles beneath its patient skin. Determined dialogue casts lightning through tense air, as struggles within find hold, at once fragile and fierce. In strict formality, discussions traverse a spectrum of unease. An agreement hangs like prophecy as futures pledged. Conversations turn curious, shaded under expectations veiled by veiled laughter masking hidden truths. Reflections of mercenary past reveal dread-filled encounters with formidable Navirose. Deep breaths catch the weight of histories tangled in dense forests, where each memory echoes with casualties and conflicted expectations. Layered memories drift with spectral consciousness. Ronan explores his own evolution against the backdrop of past trials, relief filling cracks where humanity grows and echoes carve shadowed paths. In poetic vulnerability, connections scar deceptions of past, lovers on collision with tribal perceptions. Unspoken burdens invoke reimaginations as fractured forgiveness strives against haunting weather. Determined figures reflect upon futures tied to past ambitions. The wind guides decisions under which truth shimmers as holy towers defend, darkness plotted in light's creation. In an industrial gloom infused with mystical delight, two figures traverse beyond where emotions find contradiction. The environment echoes their unease, a chamber of transformation veiled in somber brilliance. As ambient energies pulse, anticipation builds around a mono-extractor. Gazes meet blended emotions, determination and anxiety cradled within ringed runes. Their journey beckons even as apprehensions trace every symbol. Energy conjures suspense as magic bends time's breath. Reduced to elemental crisis, flutter of fear ripples amidst tendrils, a grim dance within shadows embrace, where dangers dance a dangerous ballet. In the depth of shadows, Mana's secret emerges. Trepidation embraces powerful discoveries, unleashing revelations like waves upon consciousness, strong enough to rearrange boundaries society thrusts upon itself. Direct questions reflect against skepticism as discussions probe the veiled obscurities of shadow mana. With curiosity sharp, possibilities loom, potential danger quietly coloring every shared phrase. Caution tempers wonder as shadow mana's potential unfolds like darkened origami. Quiet chaos results in awareness of magical presence, exhibited in lore rebellious enough to guide futures. Strength manifest in magic pulses from orb, conversations of hypothetical rewards and dire consequences shape uninstructed futures. Past resonates alongside decisions, forming synchronized silences. Reflections of shadows echo past fate. Personalities shift within uneasy contemplation as decisions rest unyielded. Words emphasized reverberate within shivering atmosphere as paths await their histories. Determined resolve mixed with vulnerability, echoed in shadows. As support illuminates decisions embarked upon, ties assure guidance against the dark of shadowed journeys plotting against them. Words of encouragement combat narrative uncertainties, staging a confident resolution amidst uncertainty-wrapped ghosts. Enshrouded energy reedseed for revelation, bringing futures into view. Mana extracted in vibrant display, energy whirls like cyclic suns ablaze. Surprised realization filters in throughout, the connection of past familiarity with new pathways of strength. Motion begins anew. A striking confrontation unfolds as a determined young man reveals to a troubled young woman that her struggles with mana stem from her hidden shadow affiliation. The revelation shakes her, hinting at untapped potential that defies natural laws. The room is tense, with an explosive impact punctuating the weight of this newfound clarity. Swirling energies envelop the scene as the overwhelmed young woman listens to the male figure's advice to discard unnecessary mana. His cryptic assurances imply a solution to her dangerous conflict of powers. The stakes are high, as the mystical energies mirror the chaotic uncertainty she faces. In a dimly lit chamber, tensions rise as Ronan realizes the intricate dance between gaining and expelling mana. His sarcastic retort betrays inner concern, while the cloaked man warns about the tenacity of mana, hinting at deep complexities in their powers that defy simple solutions. Adeshan's bold demonstration surprises everyone as he unleashes a powerful move, stripping away mana from its victim. The atmosphere erupts with astonishment as characters gasp at the sudden revelation. Yet Adeshan stands affirmed, satisfied at this manifestation of control. In an ominous environment, determination blazes as a young man, desperate to act, declares intention to forge ahead without waiting in shadows. The powerful presence of Grand Marshal Adeshan underscores the urgency of impending trials amidst swirling dark energy. A sudden, comedic shift as Adesha awakens in Ronan's lap, her shock met with amusement. The peculiar situation lightens the mood, even as a huge, confused green bear-like creature stirs, embodying Adesha's mystic power. It's an odd moment of levity amid intense uncertainty. Chaos erupts within a containment chamber. Eerie sounds indicate a breach. With shadows shifting and questions flying, Adesha confronts the bizarre aftermath of Shadow Mana's release. The cloaked figure confirms this new power, a dark core now embedded within her, unlocking potential beyond envisioning. In dim green light, Adeshan coolly guides the anxious young woman in mastering newfound powers. As eerie noises foreshadow unseen threats, he reassures her of the energy's transient nature. Yet this calm instruction is tinged with foreboding, hinting at challenges that lie just beyond the door. In a dim, suspenseful setting, a confident young man demonstrates control over test subjects through mind manipulation. Though his methods alarm his companion, the ease of execution suggests untapped dominance, leaving her startled. It's a chilling glimpse of power's potential and the burdens it carries. Ronan voices his concern as the reality of a dangerous new power, mind control, becomes clear. His worry echoes as an army of soulless puppets stands ready, underscoring the grave potential of Adesha's abilities. It's a chilling prospect of dominance untethered from ethical restraint. Under harsh lights, a soldier contemplates the implications of mind control. His realization that it could create warriors unafraid of death is unnerving. As a blazing creature emerges, the narrative foreshadows escalation in a brewing conflict, tinged with both strategy and dread. Swirling energy and explosive action underscore a young woman's decisive choice to utilize her power, her determination firm despite the risks. A worried ally questions her desperate measure, reinforcing the high stakes. Together, they must decide what sacrifices are worth the price of victory. A woman solemnly explains the reason she and Ronan survive. Despite the tension, a reflection on past lives unfolds, the Iron Lady, bound by fate. Ronan clenches his fist in a silent vow of preparation, ready to again face an uncertain destiny. Reflecting on destiny, Ronan ponders past events and future responsibilities. Nearby, a distressed companion agonizes over upcoming decisions facing the Grand Marshal, her anxiety palpable. Together, they stand on the edge of history's repetition, grappling with fate's inevitable march. Under a serene sky, Adesha enjoys a bright moment, beaming at his achievements. Encouraged by an offer of guidance, he's jubilant about his path toward becoming the Grand Marshal. The scene's triumph contrasts vivid past challenges, hopeful progress now within his grasp. A tense dialogue unfolds between two characters, setting the stage for revelations about a dangerous power. The woman's concerns echo warnings of collateral impact, contrasting with initial excitement. Through veiled potential, the scene explores the dark allure of burgeoning strength. Ronan stands beleaguered by the terror of ambition unchecked, casting shadows over noble myths. His widened eyes speak of contradictions, pondering uncharted paths ahead. This introspection bridges worlds, past victories juxtaposed with a future riddled in fear's insidious embrace. Submerged in contemplation, Ronan reflects on support's value during crisis times. A shared commitment shines alongside keen aspirations, lifting hopes. As positivity touches the scene, ambitions intertwine. A momentary calm heralds unforeseen tides beyond idyllic vistas. Adesha's moment echoes past memories, confidence flanked by conditions revealing stubborn determination. His eyes display certainty in issuing a critical promise. Startled reactions reflect uncertainty, but Adesha's resolve stands, prime for any path's twist, however dramatic it might be. Amid peaceful surroundings, characters engage in transformative possibilities, practicing newfound control over avian subjects. Once daunting, this newfound mastery aligns narrative peace with a gym's frustrations. Training punctuates dynamics, bridging peace with unperceived challenges. Amidst surging power, a silver-haired protagonist unleashes potent energy, casting an attack across mystical realms. This unexpected force contrasts with inner fondness for instructive bonds. Confrontations flare with unchecked intensity, concluding under charged atmospheric tension. Vivid skill manifests as Sita performs her first spell, warmly acknowledged. Humor punctuates ambitions for new mastery as Blood's potential unfolds. A moment of lightheartedness anticipates more challenging, introspective times, momentary reprieve before sharper tones emerge. Adesha trades friendly jabs with a sparring partner, noting refined skills. In competitive spirits, sharp movements underscore their clash. Underpinned by motions fast as they are powerful, camaraderie battles fierce, reinforcing goals of growing stronger than before. From the sidelines, enthusiastic fighters train, igniting admiration in a whimsical onlooker. Playful banter colors the scene, underscoring allure amid sparring chaos. Teasing queries create a picture of lively camaraderie within more serious martial pursuits. A spirited exchange between two friends turns to praise for Ronan's allure. As bashfulness bows to humor, resolve solidifies. Motivation propels training toward opportunities to encounter him again. Their laughter breaks the tension, leaning into excited determination. A cozy classroom bubble bursts with shared enthusiasm, characters captivated by reminiscent aromas. The comforting tone slips into whimsical daydreams, a gentle counterpoint to heavier narratives. The setting glows warmly under the care of returning emotional balances. In a sunlit space, recent successes mix with reminders of past struggles. Herbal breakthroughs paved by perseverance illuminate connections and hidden truths. Nostalgia tugs at conversations of past adventures, while curiosity teeters on edge of familiarity's embrace. Mystery gathers as replies arrive about phantom explorations. While measured progress tempers impatience, the impending tower visit stirs atmospheric promise. Ruminations linger, baffling quests hold insights yet untold, underscoring potential shifts amid shadowed plans. Enthusiasm clashes with caution as Ronan anticipates tower adventures, tempered by advisors' concerns. Warnings echo past disasters, threading optimism amidst tension. Questions swirl. What encounters await beyond boundaries known? All aspirations converge, poised at mysterious thresholds. Agitation shifts to focus as a student pens expressions of nuanced affection in dim light. Parallel anxiety and hope emerge, leaving behind old concerns for inferred begins anew. Unfolding elements hint at potential, heralding change amid romantic complexities. As Ronan boards the flying ship, he's met with surprise and tension when encountering Ursabet. Anticipated path adjustments unfurl in exchange as familiarity mingles with mild strain. Conversations echo past associations, threading understanding with hinted challenges, weaving a complex tapestry. A beautiful yet imposing scene unfolds with shared discovery. Ambition ripples through gathered characters, Hints of divergence forecast next steps. Inquiring assessment undertones courtyard's harmony as roles, hierarchies, perceptions, and expectations crystallize slowly. Ronan's lighthearted offer to accompany a companion reveals resistance, marked by humor and quick exits. Lightning punctuates her exit's urgency. Their playful banter starkly contrasts inner tension. Scene transitions with charged expectation, filled with unspoken implications. Skyborne ships with frustrated conversations and discordant company mark a crossroads of opportunity. Superior opinions clash with hesitant individuals, underscoring situational strains. Tension meets disregard beneath elegant settings and cryptic guidance. Visits loom near yet indecisive embers smolder. In a richly adorned room, past exploits surface as Ronan revisits Ursabit's recent defiance. Her reactions suggest awareness yet curiosity over Ronan's insights. As she contemplates subtle guidance, interconnected narratives advance. Acknowledgements explore personal legacies and noble intentions. Excitement intertwines with curiosity as Ronan questions Ursabit's admiration for Adeshan. Her mixture of evasion and introspection reveals latent aspirations in the shadow of potential. An emotional trajectory spans complexity, woven hearts and dreams advancing slowly forward. Sunlight plays across nostalgic introspection in a glamorous setting, recalling first meetings steeped in distinguished contrasts. Ursabit's journey unfolds, distinguished by diverged paths uniting as she contemplates, reflecting kinetic realities both shared and disparate. Admired prowess translates to familiar frustrations as compliments deflect meaningful dialogue. When curiosity unlocks hidden power dynamics, underneath lies complexity wrought through legacy as tensions subtly thread ambitions. Hesitations confront perception along hallowed academy halls. A spotlight frames Ursabit during her contemplative exchange, threaded between accounts of accomplishment tender to recognition. Core conversations endure amidst silent companionship. Value shared glimpses underscore guidance onto growing paths, reflections illuminated by gentle exchanges. A supportive offer answered by admiration merges paths, infused by Adeshan's presence. Excited epithets rupture tension, disarm into lighter sentiments, crafting emotional vibrations alive between conversations of beauty remembered, illustrating fond placements amid grand narratives under sunlight's shadows. Amidst serene decor, imminent danger disrupts tranquility as urgency ripples through conversation. Crackling energies punctuate alarmed reactions as sudden celestial phenomena bear down from above. Chaos's promise transforms static reflection into rapid readiness, demanding awareness honed through urgency. As chaos breaks loose, surprise signals hold sway, threats ripple amidst fire-hued horizons. Banter woven through rising peril marries humor with concern, casting tension across shared resolve. Here, unity transpires against expectations, united faces girded for what horizons unveil. Explosive confrontation illuminates a battlefield as icy recognition cracks intentions. Fireball erupts among pronounced uncertainties, drawing old intents against unfamiliar backdrops. Confused reactions headline theatrical interplay. Spotlight understanding held amidst constraining warnings underpinning chaotic scenarios. Amidst surging energy, urgent calls echo across heightened scenes. Eerie commands focus through sarcasm, shadowed by invisible influence. In fleeting beats, power's promise blankets a myriad unleashed, culmination marked by unseen pathways guiding perspectives forward. As swirling colors converge, Ronan prepares beneath a radiant surge anchoring boundless power. With fierce determination, his presence blazes forth, the audience captivated by sheer force, unleashing incredible abilities forged in awakening. Transformation paints skies alive. In staggering momentum, lacerations mark spectacular conflicts, Suspended figures dance within burning crescendos. Arcs trace vibrant paths alongside silenced echoes, shadowing peril beneath intensity's blinding gaze. Flames drag across fevered spaces, closing moments worn from fierce orbit. Amongst cascading shots and mounting doom, ship remains imperiled. The explosions whisper fate's calamities above. Haunting revelations clarify ominous bursts, adopting solutions deterred through reflected uncertainty. Amidst combusting skies, shrouded intentions surface to confront all expectation. Accusations heralds fiery empowerment, flames crystallizing strength in her formidable intent. Under the fiery luminescence, she reasserts presence with sterling resolve. Past is prelude, ambitions reborn anew as challenges approach. With intensity, identity anchors across boundless potential. Flames curl as dynamic feats weave character into storms unfurling. A cacophony radiating eerie skill ignites enveloping cheers. Blazing movements cascade over shifting fears, encapsulating prowess as key. Camaraderie enlivens shifting layers within deep red battlegrounds. Mysteries circle amidst the skies. Open space offers new horizons under watchful eye. Beyond tranquil borders, Tower of Dawn awaits, invoking questions unanswered. Surviving chaos grows possibilities elsewhere. Together, they forge into distant obscurity's promise, lifting veils impending. Chaos unfolds as a young man urgently shouts for everyone's safety. The intense situation unfolds under the backdrop of a towering structure shrouded in mystical light, signaling the desperation to prevent another magical disaster after an accidental attack excites anxiety among them. Among anxious onlookers, a discussion erupts over who thwarted the fiery disaster at the Tower of Dawn. Suspicion and confusion engulf the scene as discussions hint at questionable security measures and a need for accountability in the wake of danger. Speculation surrounds the Tower of Dawn's intrigue as suspicions about Nebula Clasier emerge. Professor Barron ponders a connection amid rich decor, but with restrictions in place, the situation raises an air of suspicion, all pointing towards something more ominous. Flashbacks reveal dire choices as a self-destruction spell echoes through the Tower of Dawn. Tension mounts in a decisive moment of escape, cloaked in mystery, a chilling reminder of dangerous alliances and the lengths they'll go to avoid capture. A breathtaking explosion leaves catastrophic damage in its wake. Ronan, approached by the lion-headed man, learns cautionary tales of ruin and unstable ambitions tied to Nebula Glacier, a prelude to bigger dangers yet to come. In silent corridors, uncertainty brews as Ronan considers the likelihood of another attack. While trusting his instincts, the weight of responsibility creates a nagging tension. Majestic doors creak open as impending conflict draws near. Aeon Pillar arrives hurriedly, apologizing for earlier disruptions at the tower, where he now leads temporarily. His unexpected authority raises questions and reveals him as a substantial player amid the crisis. The legend of Aeon Pillar, the notorious Firebird, rekindles fiery memories of unmatched power. This spellbinding past unfolds as thunderous flames announce his role in ongoing stories intertwined with ancient legacies. Pillar, now central to managing the aftermath at the tower, exhibits calm leadership among the chaos. Skepticism remains in others, yet his confident declarations pivot the narrative toward reimbursement and reconciliation. Serious conversations dissect Aeon Pillar's actions, showcasing faith in his character and recounting past battles. Although shadows still linger, the dynamic of trust and respect lays essential groundwork amid turbulent events. Amidst a fiery storm, Aeon Pillar emerges unflinchingly, even as sacrifice looms. His story intertwines with new heroes, framing past bravery as a beacon for those now in defense of the embattled realm. Ingratitude's shadow, Ronan finds surprise and intrigue unfold in elite circles, the esteemed class family entwined in personal histories, and enigmatic futures loom as rewards beckon from behind ornate doors. The heart of magic reveals itself as strategic activity buzzes. Turmoil meets opportunity in the tower's core, where swift instructions promise rapid progress, igniting urgency as efforts quicken toward timely revelations. Exploration of the tower's grandeur reflects on elite mage ranks. Shadows of uncertainty loom amidst extravagant magic, where vigilance grows as whispers of internal crises quiet polite observations. A revelation shatters the dim corridor's air. Master-servant dynamics thread tension through fearful whispers, capturing vulnerable emotions while layered plots dance behind potent secrets waiting to emerge. Confusion brews as Ronan questions decisions left unmade during a rampant attack. Librarian wisdom eludes explanation in a majestic room, leaving misgivings to dissolve amidst palpable frustration and mounting questions. A grand narrative unfolds around the tower's shifting circumstances, formidable mages revealing a critical lapse in perception. Efforts to restore credibility jeopardized as disbelief stirs among the young minds. Serious deliberations highlight covert dangers as mysteries linger on concealed magic. Emotional gravitas weaves anticipation in the wake of superfluous spells, all but hidden from view, wreathing the grand chamber's ambience in shadows. Doubt shadows youthful conversations amidst the growing peril of hidden power. Distrust clings as dialogues fortify camaraderie against unseen threats. Reluctant calm permeates the grand chamber, with flares adding vivid warmth to reassurances. The king's proclamation fills the chamber with reverberating power as a fiery phoenix explodes outward, flames carving assurance into the sky. Resolution cascades over expectant souls, as safety is declared amidst gratitude's balm. Ambition, reward, and magic intertwine in the tower's luminous halls, where fire spell rewards are acknowledged. Anticipation boils as trust fosters learning proven ignited within the tower's vaults of knowledge. Libraries' sprawling chambers hint at hidden depths. Ronan's search for books that unravel curses converges with the youth commanding the library's mystical resources. Power within knowledge shines in luminous corridors. As moonlit anticipation stirs within the tower, Ronan wrestles with thoughts of clerical encounters. Considering every fabled advisor, the promise of insight converges under the Tower of Dawn's celestial watch. The surprising glimpse of the librarian heir adds a new layer of mystery as she greets the astounded Ronan with warmth and familiarity, intertwining secrets and newfound connections in the magical hall. A devastating revelation accompanies the recognition of Sarante's ring, igniting shock and intrigue. With unexpected urgency, the atmosphere transitions into revelations that deepen the young librarian's quest. Familiar yet intense confrontation sparks as Ronan and an old acquaintance clash over a powerful relic. The emotional reunion pivots into distrust, as a shared history compels introspection beneath sudden flashes of light. Amidst swirling chaos, a monstrous creature confronts Ronan with wrath. The library becomes an arena of hostility as accusations of ill-gotten gains transform the air with tension and fear. Escalating tension punctuates the air as Air and Ronan confront a beastly apparition, emphasized by shifts in the atmosphere. In questioning connections and pasts, intensity peaks at the risk of dire consequences. Amid intricate chambers and poignant positions, Ronan shares space with Air under compelling circumstances. As explanations flow, understanding tempers past actions, bridging initial hostility with tempered trust. A vivid past entwines with a vibrant present as ties to Sarante's surface, rooting actions in shared adventures against cults. Ronan's reflection conjures implications of unity and division within his present plight. Perceptions intertwine with acknowledgments. An elven ally raises conversations hardened by complex histories, establishing threatening tensions tempered by negotiation. Yet, even kindness harbors echoes of darker pasts. A fearsome presence reveals links tethered to Air's heartfelt gratitude. Adventure's masterful lessons emerge in stories of spirited growth as Sarante's benevolent tutelage shines beyond foreboding shadows. Recollections illumine Sarante's transformative guidance as Air recalls missteps steered to virtue. The spectral ambience of the mystical realm recontextualizes airy laments born of proud histories. A cloaked figure's command cuts through an idyllic backcloth as he squares off with past errors. Green energy textures miracles of control amidst wyvern-like allies testing the strings of cooperation. Steps thread paths in deep forests where Sarante's legend blooms below regal canopies. Light-hearted reflections underscore cherished wisdoms as acknowledgement of unkind paths steers the narrative toward reconciliation. Personal growth interweaves seamlessly into tales of spirited bonds enduring across eras. The scholarly mirth of past insights amplifies the porch of transformation where characters venture upon new challenges. Daydreams dance within elegant corridors, and their resonance ignites nostalgic tales of Saranah's involvement. Magical elements and heartwarming moments punctuate this description of dedication and leadership. Inexplicable transformation ripples across library arcs as a golden ring embodies enchantment. A giant eye watches from vistas of the unknown, its emergence heralding bubbling suspense and uncertainty. Tension dissolves under methodical recovery. Ronan, enfolded by books, is invigorated by scholarship even amid frustration's chokehold, knowing the horizon of knowledge stretches endlessly around him. In a supportive exchange, Ronan develops a nuanced grasp of ancient curses. Encouragement bridges Ailey's insights and his ardent pursuits within elegant book-lined surroundings. Images align with profound, impacting stories. Hints of speculation and wisdom heighten momentum within a grand narrative. Expansive purpose unites historical riddles into sincere conviction. Allure of Vajra echoes questions of destiny and power. Intense curiosity intertwines with surging confusion over spectral mysteries. Ronan internalizes potent texts on extracurricular dynamics as energy seeps from the books, reinforcing the aura of hidden capitals. Vanishing inscriptions prompt Ronan's bewilderment, casting shadows of disbelief. The steadfast librarian emerges authoritative beneath a swooning tower of ancient knowledge, now shrouded by declarative interdictions. Within the ominous chamber, Vajra, history's most dangerous tome, floats, its menace undiminished. The demon's legacy urges chaos, instigates fear, and forces contemplation over choices between ruin and boundless power. Intrigue and peril cloud perspectives as Lardhan encounters veiled dangers. Concealed secrets and uncharted intentions heighten composed anxiety. Forbidden knowledge tugs at knowledge carriers poised against greater threats. Ominous recollections color careful reflections. Words tangled in foreseen fates lead Ari and Ronan deeper into mystery. Tension mounts elegantly toward impending realizations and looming entanglements. Amidst eloquent transparency, shocking implications of mysterious disappearances unravel. Suspicions weave into an intricate web as surging magical energy illuminates facts hidden in spectral testimonies. Suspense merges with awe as boundless magic unfolds in unparalleled displays. Aeon Pillar's brilliance enchants ambitious spells echoing through ethereal chambers in a symphony of wonder amid vast mysteries. In hushed privacy, awakened magic stirs divine ambition, as concealed intentions unfurl against rivals. Prophetic dreams unfold under moody lights as tension whispers wary anticipation. With azure blasts of power, identity's shadow emerges, engaging formidable opponents who cast questions about intent and allegiance amid urgent warnings that further layer stories shaped by hidden agendas. A man in maroon robes transitions from a confident smile to shock as he holds a vial. His claim about someone missing abruptly explodes into catastrophe. Fiery energy engulfs everything, leaving only smoke and embers in its wake. His masked panic gives way to chaotic upheaval, setting the stage for imminent threat. In the aftermath, radiant hands reach out amidst shimmering magic. Two cloaked figures stand surrounded by purple and orange flames. Their focus is unbreakable, emitting energy onto the stone floor. Yet the sudden eruption leaves questions hanging in the air. A pivotal moment, but what does it signal? Amid echoes of confrontation, figures in black and hooded garments fill a vast room. Insults fly about past betrayals and happiness at others' misfortunes. As a character lies prone, menacing implications spill forth. This encounter threatens deeper chaos, a prelude to what might now unfold. The air crackles with accusations. Long-haired and wielding a staff, she challenges a suited man about his family's role. Revelations unfold, casting doubt on loyalty and methods. The mention of Grancia adds complexity while followers watch, confusion painted on their faces as alliances waver. In a swirl of flames and magic, a dark-haired figure reveals plans, clutching a glowing vial. His smile turns menacing, hinting at chaotic intentions. He wishes for none to perish before the spectacle unfolds. Surrounded by fiery brilliance, ominous plans are set in motion. A golden explosion disrupts a scene of devastation, silhouetted observers facing raw destructive power. Flames meet rain, forming a desolate scene governed by towering entities. Spire-like structures rise ominously within the wreckage, foretelling deeper consequences yet to unravel. A burst of stone-shattering magic fills the air, driving figures to recognize a rising star's extraordinary might. Grancia, poised beside a powerful ally, prepares anew against a Cardassian force far beyond their level. Only time will reveal the strategies born from this fiery chaos. A cloaked attacker casts a flame spear, unleashing destruction towards a woman watching in shock. The power behind it is undeniable as it crashes into the earth with ruthless force, leaving behind scorched earth and questioning gazes. Such might demands answers. Where did it originate? With a blinding explosion, orange energy slices through the ruins, propelling silhouetted figures backward. A purple-haired woman, now spattered in blood, considers the unexpected assault. She halts the incoming energy with fierce eyes, but what still waits in the shadows? Energy and defiance swirl as a dark-haired girl confidently returns fire to her staggered foe. Her words ripple with intent. Adorable, she mocks. The blast billows towards its mark, an arcane dance of countering strength. The lesson is not only learned but engraved. Amidst an explosive collision of powers, a dark-haired woman warns of consequences when standing against the Accusations family. Fiery magic consumes all in sight as the scene fades with ambiguity, an overwhelming clash that leaves much unresolved. From his stance on cracked ground, a dark-haired youth unleashes an overwhelming torrent of vengeful magic. The wide-ranging destruction serves as a relentless testament to what happens when alliances end in defiance. But even he stands within their consequences. A hand crafts fiery needles in battle's fervor, streaking towards distant forms enveloped in chaos. A man's voice, determined and foreboding, signals impending peril as fiery energy erupts in violent, chaotic clashes, scattering warriors and resolve, shrouding intentions. Amidst fiery chaos, figures respond with urgency and plan an offensive. They cannot hold against her strength for long. The realization sparks desperation as decisions take final form. The air spins with energy. Will Granch's survival mark a turning point? A booming blast echoes as purple force shatters all before it. Cloaked figures reel in shock, questioning their efforts against this display of power. Upon realizing their wall shattered by passion alone, stunned observations linger after impact. Enticing combat as purple meets orange, observers admit extraordinary talent across magical exchanges. An opening emerges, a talent so focused on overwhelming might, she forgets defense. Will this oversight prove pivotal? Strategies evolve amidst chaos. Fiery magic ricochets, attacks dodged, reminding the red-haired girl that precision trumps arrogance. Comforted by opposition, she learns harsh truths within fire's embrace, igniting within a fierce determination to claim recompense thereafter. Sparks fly as purple-haired powers clash against an unyielding onslaught. Her foe, cautiously deceptive, smirks through the pain, revealing his clever ruse. In treachery's bend, his plans now stretch the battlefield's harrowing momentum. With menacing eyes under an eye patch, a woman smirks, returning spells to the aghast mage. Her reversal cracks perception, cunning overwhelms raw will. Their duel centers on reflection, the lure of the flame, the inevitability of fate. In a grim symphony of telekinesis and magic, a cloaked figure rains devastation. His foe succumbs, disbelieving the concurrent mastery displayed before courageous steps taken. The arena resonates with clashing spells, a prelude to unknown victors. Commanding 3 spells leads to unrivaled destruction for a purple-haired girl. Her prowess defies boundaries as purple surges violently, chasing away interference. The magical whirl evokes imminent dialogue, a break in the storm's vicious cycle. Sion Granch's voice rings with confidence amidst a sea of purple. Her hand gestures much more than just spells. A conversation of existing relationships among adversaries emerges. Talks hold weight where spells may falter. Tensions linger as warnings of family wars surface gloomily. Blood rivers promise devastation as eye-patched dialogue hints at inescapable ties. Foes calculate beneath mist's shadow. The quiet builds before tempestuous detonations. Grave exchanges low within a dim room. Truths and deceptions lap sides as eye patches conceal secrets. The absent mind leads treachery's dance. Mastery evades authority. Cloak of conspiracy sinisterly unfurls. Magical energy crackles, dazzling the ground beneath Sion's purple-haired gaze. Inquiry grips. Her opponent's revelation conceals intrigue cloaked in smirks. Whispered dismay muddies motivations masked by ferocious determination. Sion's defiant burst falters into abysm below overwhelming and unnerving sensations. Her body bears newfound burdens, energy and doubt intertwined under creeping shadows. Shocking realizations flood into rising distress. An ominous figure's power hold paralyses attentive witness. Her shock audibly echoes. If the character before them truly wields immense strength, what deeper forces lie at play beneath the familiar hoops of purple energy? Sion kneels, grasped by unseen power. Her trembling gaze follows shadowy talons, embedding themselves deep. Monstrosities ride the air as their name whispers through ether. Acts of terror vitalize legends written in spectral threat. A chilling scene unfolds as celestial forces command dread. The silhouette expands demonically as curious seekers challenge Vajra's known lore. Glimpses of hidden secrets evolve amidst discussions, dread crystallizing agonizingly among hopeful curiosity. Urgency fills chambers adorned in illustrious knowledge. Scholars affirm calculations, secrets nestled beside dangerous opportunities. Confidence flickers as doubts deepen unresolved. Can conditions deteriorate further, or will alliances supplant hierarchy's nooks? In solemn settings, clandestine confessions take flight. The harsh consequences ripple through strained alliances. Will warnings penetrate reluctance, or will inevitable destinies reveal deceptions before comprehension illuminates investigation's shadows? As whispers tickle hardened resolve and hallmarks hang suspended, who shall guard the guardian? Uncertainty wavers behind facades lowering gloom. Will secrets fester amongst fastidious silvers or mature into labyrinth amid history? Among somber hues and direct confidences, fragmentation parallels the discourse of uncertain allegiance, echoing through unyielding chambers. Shady dealings fortify positioning while preserved stasis expects seismic jolts anew. Complexity looms large, grasped by academia's sprawling embrace. From sagacious lips slip tabulate wisdom, yet formidable barriers construct staunch epiphanies. As self-realization heightens, will foundations bridge differences amid mysteries echoing within shadow's patience? With hidden truths now sifted from unfulfilled endeavors, oaths collect beneath grandiosity's heavy burden. A parent vessel awakens latent possibilities, sifting veiled incredulity from elsewhere. Burgeoning tension forecasts impending decisions. Sovereign structures foretell mustered intrigue. A breach unfurls, compelling resolute within favoring preservation over tyranny. Amidst potential revelations shared, warnings abound, urging awareness. Can saviors shake destiny's heel? In immediate convergence, solemn urgency cascades amongst twilight seams. Fragments from cautionary vistas balance wisdom with retrospective levity, with pathways poised upon deficit's threshold. Which shade will yield answers long sought? Decisions woven by hearth's inevitable design conduct deliverance, more grounded than rated by hungry ambition. Truth disclose, defended by shelter's hearth. How will projections unravel ensconced tension alongside perseverance's road? Coaxed by burdens drawn inward, envelope soon reshapes confidence's foundation. Can diurnal chambers harbor celestial yearning amid such contradictions brewing? Adaptation loses ground, yet spurs contemplation. From shadow to presence encased, mana manifests as conflicting signs. Composure wrests perspective from entangled riddles awaiting acknowledgement. With guardianship shines hope where links unravel into obscured precincts vying for discovery. Swift passage betwixt thrills guides transformation onward towards shadow, a silhouette anew holding plank pathways amidst ushered expectations. Singular sense inquires, enablers onset twine against luminance grasped stolidly by echelons hues. Under shadowy gatherings, responses betray ancient questions materializing through witnesses' silent chorus. Competing to reignite fading tendencies, shapes discourse's edge. Will voices hailed by legends arise from slumbering venture? Via murmured exchanges guides reflections, gaze gathered within opaque constructs. Sentences craft acknowledgement by light's contrast, wrapping pilfered treasures within foreboding contexts. Can waged maneuvers encircle obstacles ensuring restoration? Mutterings projecting on perception forewarn overlooked foils to anticipation. That capitulated designs draw harried familiarities toward eventual thresholds. Will preserve safeguard passages pooled eagerly in succession. Presumption's tailors address causality in incremental shifts, language shaping medium over winds, shielded by implications hidden in folds of movement. Documentation reserves excerpts loudest from murmured patrons released amidst personal extremes. Schemes veil settles amidst leaps along fractured premises. Boundaries promulgate fractions confirmation within unmarred blurs. Symbols grace illuminated turns dividing forms assertion, amidst earned measures proving roads original unlock access. Prophetic journeys unveil capacity ground beneath guilds, discord. Improved conviction graces overcoming bleeding paths traversed careful tread. Can debts wholly reshape narrative spire until closure aligns with rearrangement's penultimate stab? Intricate themes reiterate recontextualization towards wholeness defined by fragments of perception, reinforced through acknowledgement specific, or rather perspicuous in that connections solidify form's entirety within emblematic glimpses across vastness contained perceptively. Granular increments weave universal narratives fostering temper's mainstay. Confessions reflect along threadbare holding venues embedded. Attention spans gaze along discussions burballer veiling networks building conclusions intricately positioned awaiting restoration initiation. A shadowy voice confidently heralds capability amongst folded whispers amid eloquent fiction's wide roots as memoir contextualizes breadth, involving pauses drawn upon alternate accumulations, elevating attesting prevails under defined outcomes twinning narratives ensuing struct. In the grand hall, the antagonist, a white-haired man in a red robe, possesses Ronan. His gaze settles on Ursabet, identified as a potential vessel despite her grim situation. Purple tendrils impale her, yet the antagonist hesitates, drawn by her potential. He manifests a shadowy hand, ready to extend a tempting offer. Desperation grips the dark-haired woman, her eyes widening with distress. Faced with a choice, a sinister figure looms, offering servitude or death. His warning is clear. Her demise would spark war. Her decision carries monumental consequences as the sinister man grins ominously. Tears streak the young woman's face as she confronts a man in shadows about her destiny. With purple hair and a dismissive grin, he asserts control, warning of the Accusations family's peril. Her defiance remains resolute, demanding an end to her pain. Yet, his claims of fearlessness chill the air. In a dim, pink-lit room, a restrained boy with silver hair defies his captor's contempt. The antagonist's disappointment is palpable, but the boy's retort ignites tension. Electric barriers crackle ominously, but the boy's resilience holds firm under the sinister figure's looming menace. An eruption shatters the hall as a purple portal expels Ronan forcefully, scattering shards. Regaining his stance amidst the chaos, his sword is drawn in readiness. The aftermath of the magical expulsion leaves the ornate space battered, signaling his determination for the forthcoming conflict. The woman commands eerie. Amid the tense confrontation, her recognition tinged with alarm. A chaotic clash unfolds, weapons slashing through the air. Her familiarity with those present hints at connections as she asserts authority over the volatile scene. In frenzied disbelief, a gray-haired man shouts, stunned by an attack's impact. As a dark-haired figure slices with relentless force, horror spreads across the elder's face. Momentum shifts, hinting at deeper schemes as trickery unravels before horrified eyes. A shadowy figure revels in their sinister speculations, their eyes on a young captive as panic ensues. Ronan's name is called out urgently, indicating impending confrontation amidst swirling pink smoke. Battle readiness tinges the atmosphere with malevolence. Beads of sweat appear as Deputy Tower Master Pillar unearths a deceiving spell. The realization hits hard as he identifies familiar mana. The urgency hits home. The seal on Vajra is broken. A race against time to gather mages unfolds. The dimly lit room fills with tension as characters grapple with a painful deception. Conversations reveal anger and surprise in a realm of illusions. A mystery deepens surrounding Schlieffen's connection. Emotions boil, disbelief and frustration intertwine. Peace lies over Sion Grantia, a prodigy wrapped in a mysterious predicament. Conversations reveal possession by Wara, a spirit entwined with chaos. Intrigue deepens as figures discuss connections and the looming threat. The stakes redefine boundaries. From shadow, a sinister presence relishes the chaos, plotting with malicious intent. The attack's cascading implications unfold, revealing wary eyes assessing the scale. Mention of Ronan fills the air with urgency. What dark machination lies ahead? Urgency fills a stone-walled room as dire warnings are given. Illusions mask true horrors as Eerie realizes the strength of their adversary. Panic saturates the air as potential doom grows near, thickening the tension surrounding the Tower of Dawn. A dark-haired woman pleads for safety, but refusal meets her plea. A foreboding stage is set as menacing figures await confrontation. The tension sits heavy as ancient power promises a dramatic showdown in a room tinged with purple. Shock ripples through the crowd, voices calling with urgency. Chaos unfolds amidst dark shadows. Air's panicked response heightens the suspense, and someone commands awareness. Confusion mounts as the opulent interior becomes a backdrop to looming threat. The declaration of power seizes the entire tower with overwhelming force. Ronan is dragged into a vortex, eyes wide with fear. Control-centric threats promise to unite him with Vajra. The unseen grip tightens around the hero's resolve. A towering structure succumbs to contorted, thorny tendrils reshaped by ominous power. Come to Me reverberates as the cityscape warps into a monstrous form. The scene transitions into a void of pulsating echoes, hinting at a deepening enigma. Explosive energy tears through dimensions, leaving chaos in its wake. A dark-haired man curses his foe in fury, demanding their presence amidst the wreckage. The violent spectacle sets the stage for confrontation in a crumbling, violet domain. Seated on a throne, a white-haired figure oozes confidence, mocking a defiant adversary. Shadows and structure create a foreboding scene as another character recognizes a pivotal past encounter. Anticipation surges with new revelations at hand. Amidst swirling energies, a missing mage emerges, challenging Ronan with words. Skepticism weaves through Ronan's thoughts as he addresses the offer of alliance. Nearby, a figure lies unconscious in a scene crackling with dark warnings and decisions. The atmosphere fills with resignation as a white-haired character agrees to lead the way. Determination settles on a black-haired character who demands to confront Vajra. Swirling energies swell around them, setting the stage for an ominous encounter. Peering through a crack in the door, a man steels himself for what's beyond. Intense emotions cloud his judgment as shadowy figures await. The reveal of something shocking looms as tension mounts, embedded in an ethereal chamber. Desperate pleas spill from the elderly figure as Vajra stands resolute. The glowing red blade signifies merciless authority, slicing through entreaties with swift punishment. Power defines the victor, a display of dominance laced with impending judgment. As a challenge rings out, demonic energy surges forward, forcing a confrontation. A taunting grin reveals the monster's delight. The game turns earnest as the demonic entity agrees to reveal itself, lured by an unexpected boldness of attack. Ronan's determination collides with ominous revelations, his fall punctuated by impact. A sinister figure in a flowing cloak greets him, laying claim over his fate. Tension mounts as the game of power plays out on spectral terms. In a rocky domain, commands propel a formidably loyal servant to destruction. Shock grips a witness as Ronan stands amidst bloody chaos, wielding golden resolve. The looming entity's power manipulates fates in a relentless iron grip. Conversations of desperation and accusation echo through the chamber as plans unravel. The elder's memory reveals past allegiances built on manipulation. Hints of a larger scheme goad reflection against an unsettling backstory of deceit. Vajra sneers at the futility of defiance, his presence heavy with disdain and authority. A question of survival teeters before Ronan and his allies. The need for clear allegiances hangs in the balance as a narrative unfolds. In a cavernous space, reserved determination shifts to singular focus. As Ronan envelops himself with an effigy of red energy, combat readiness marks the atmosphere. The stage is set for lessons in a confrontation that promises to define power. An atmospheric struggle ensues as words trade for actions. Confidence bellows within an armored contest, both parties poised to test resolve. Tensions erode into kinetic momentum as power readies, leaving ominous undercurrents as baubles of strategy. The chamber reverberates with sheer power, challenged yet unchecked. The older man's assertions rise to clever heights, but the promise of conflict looms large. With an explosive might, energy detonates in a clash of intents wrapped in cunning. Vajra's power intensifies, extracting corrected contrition from a dark-haired figure. Vortexes of energy press for resolution, a challenge heavy in a foretelling agonized gaze. Arrogance becomes a platform of struggle, a narrative of identity amidst chaos. Amid torrential energy surges, resolve steels itself. Ronan braces while daunting power boasts unchecked dominance. Tensions mount as strategies intersect, highlighting the conflict between ability and a revitalized challenge. The scene is saturated with expectation. Amidst chaos, agility meets danger. Dodging shards forges resolve beneath a harsh hue as threats target the agile frame. Incipient revelations hang in foreboding while swirling energies isolate intensity, a juncture mired in pressing speed. A vibrant energy streak marks awareness. The narrative shifts. Recognition aligns surprise and insidious revelation, rousing pivotal questions. In the maelstrom, figures grapple to understand energy's intentions amid a beguiling cosmic dance of intent. Powerful energy lashes out, shattering the environment. The force echoes wide as attention centers on Vajra's tattered presence. Each motion pronounces ominous exertion as intention melds with outcome, filling the canvas with ensuing conflict. Fury burns bright as Ronan channels fervor into defiance. A counterstrike fills the domain with charged energy, a decisive confrontation promising mutual destruction. As tensions mount, clarity reveals entwined fates among seething, unleashing dread. Energy surges breed chaos as renewed motion rapidly reevaluates commitment. Swirling environments prompt questions from those caught in its grip. Strategic manifestations merge adversary and space, a dire game of expectation underscored by maneuver. Battlegrounds echo with raw power as energy swords blaze amidst elemental collision. Bones wield beams of energy, crackling like tangible menace. A darkened room inhales destruction's breath, a theater of power where chaos weaves fate's curtain. Combative tension fructifies as energies meet in crescendo. Old calculations blur before present will as Ronan's definitive stroke shields the psyche. Figures watching in profound anticipation wrest contemplation from tangential trolls of fate. Ronan grapples with adversity as monstrous entrapments claw opportunity. Sonic expressions collide with effort as determination battles futility. Gaze set firm, he balances agony against resolve, declaring war on opposition's assumptions. Dark, distorted figures arise from swirling magic. A chaotic horde ascends, cursed in energy's weft. The tension thickens as fists clench, striving against insurmountable force. Tension weaves connection between instinct and peril, shaping collective fate. Energy coalesces, poised at critical juncture. Combative expressions meet pulse and force, weaving sound and fury as characters clash. Ronan's adeptness roots opposition in revelation, a collision promising decisions wrapped in defined confrontation. Dark energy fades into unity as chaotic forces slice through expectation. From smirking deceit to rumbling shifts, a battle contours its space within strength wrapped in question. Tension fills swirling structures, each step promising depth. Ronan's weapon channels energy into attitude, association, and force, intentions red raw. A powerful explosion surges that builds his transformation, illuminating eyes bright as adversary and space meld. Energy carves through dusk, painting domains of sage youth. A massive explosion throws darkness to the light. Energy fever breaks, yet residual strength weaves habanero within mist. Near fierce peaks a rising determination. Bare spirits offer promise within bandaged clowns on cloaked edges. Challenged by vibrant flames, delight graces more ancient hands. The task incumbent, Ronan's power lies worthy beyond tricks and subtleties. Vibrant phoenixes swirl, illustrating enthusiasm and grandeur for the flames that color battle's divination. Flames tango into expectation. Shadows complement confrontation as figures stand true against rising conflagrations. An old man's strategy commands intrigue, set amidst broad confrontation, a stage braced by creative inferno. Darkness shadows offer gentle tension. Amid sweeping incredulity, Ronan stands defiant, fire meaningless beneath purple energy. Derisive regret colors his taunt, but he holds fast, a resolve to educate through candor amidst emerging power signs. Calm under the burst of chaos. The battlefields settle momentarily as energy-gleaning revelations trickle through foes and smoke-wreathed knowledge. Strategies connect with redirection, setting aside thrusts for gaining clarity on animated ambitions. Amid unexpected surges, heroes unite in shadowed clarity. In the middle of a fierce battle, Ronan's rage is palpable as he yells for his foe to die. The white-haired warrior, marked by tribal symbols, grins maniacally as Ronan's powerful slash connects, leaving a brilliant red mark on his face. Blood erupts, signaling the intensity of Ronan's resolve. A character in a vibrant suit hovers, commanding attention in a scene fraught with chaos. As violent actions trigger a stream of blood, a long-haired warrior in red expresses astonishment at being hurt despite not being at full power. The tension electrifies the very air they fight in. The landscape buzzes with ethereal energy. Ronan exudes an ominous glee as his opponent falters under the pressure of remorseless orbs and jagged tendrils. An unseen voice demands the young warrior hold nothing back, pushing him to the edge. Beneath the grim whirl of energy, a wild-haired adversary bears down on a resolute young man. Sparks fly as the young warrior braces against a relentless assault. Conflicted, he questions the blow he struck, recalling forbidden lore as the chaos swirls. Caught off guard by Ronan's fierce attack, the white-haired warrior grits his teeth in frustration. He acknowledges the strength of the surprise, knowing future confrontations won't be as fortunate. His mind dances with strategy amidst conflicting desires. Energy fractures the air as an intense battle continues. The red and gold-clad warrior boasts confidently, claiming the fight could have ended without his opponent's beastly nature. He wields powers of high stakes against the backdrop of swirling purple forces. A dark claw tears through the purple expanse, signaling a monstrous emergence. Ronan's opponent channels energy fiercely, but Ronan's immediate shock reveals an extensive surprise, a signal that their reality could shatter any moment. Purple fury strikes, sending an opponent sprawling amidst the cracked battlefield. Despite the overwhelming force, resilience burns beneath a renewed determination. An old adversary taunts, challenging his motives as their fates intertwine within the chaos. Even amidst his foe's towering threat, Ronan defies expectations, taunting his adversary before taking matters into his own hands. Determined to wrest control, he drives a blade into his own arm, confronting the darker forces at play. In a vast, desolate chamber, Ronan faces yet another daunting challenge. His adversary in red and gold questions his resolve, dismissing threats of death as mere bluffing. The crimson aura swirls, heightening tensions with promises of dire stakes. Confrontation stews as Ronan's adversary scorns him with words of goodwill corrupted by manipulation. The tower, draped in purple hues, reveals the futility of resistance. Ronan's disbelief signals a breaking point in this shadowy power struggle. A fierce verbal clash ignites, wild-haired antagonist versus a defiant youth. Threats exchanged, but neither flinches. The oppressive atmosphere, as dark as the battlefield below, smolders with grit, an impending spectrum of power. In bloodied surroundings, Ronan, defiant despite his wounded state, strategizes one last stand against his imposing foe. The white-haired adversary anticipates, eager yet cautious, as both stand on the precipice of destiny. Shock colors the menacing figure facing the youthful warrior, talent beyond expectations. Yet the boldness of youth rattles seasoned confidence. Determination surges amidst a red-washed stage, both poised for none other than proof of their strength. The red-robed figure stands triumphant, pressing a grievously injured opponent into the debris-ridden stone. The emotional battlefield echoes supremacy and despair as the dominant figure revels in victory's foothold. Fury meets control as Ronan challenges his scarred opponent's motives amidst the glow of ancient halls. A high-stakes proposition culminates, with one life wagered against another, a duel that promises no mercy. One haunting proposition swirls in shadows, a grim bet spelled out between Ronan and his foe. Each seeks ultimate power through the other's downfall. Compelled by circumstances, Ronan faces the implications of the stakes at hand. Research leads to revelation, a powerful covenant looming over Ronan, forbidding breach regardless of fate's whim. Darkness emphasizes the strings of fate as a sinister smile dismisses Ronan's fears amidst the ominous, looming stakes. A conspiring old man weighs risks of interference, swayed by Ronan's potential self-destruction. Green energy signals hidden power, drawing contemplations on the weight Ronan must carry and the foes who threaten more than his life. Defiance erupts as Ronan provokes his white-haired adversary, wielding pain as leverage. The stakes deepen as ambitions clash within an electric atmosphere, purple energy highlighting the struggle for survival and supremacy. In an arena glowing with malevolent energy, Ronan, filled with rage, exercises a resolve to draw the opponent further into his scheme. Despite the tension, a foreboding sense of clarity anchors Ronan's reckless gamble. A grand chamber shimmers with golden light as a mystical covenant spell engages. Its terms vow finality, sealing fate with the weight of ancient scripts. Present are voices readying for the duel of inescapable consequence. Terms etched in energy, Vajra's challenge requires Ronan withstand the illusion once. Ronan's attitude brims with impatience, welcoming the trial with confidence. A game of life and power unfolds under magic-laden caverns. Glimmers of power surge, sealing Ronan and Vajra's pact beneath vibrant energies. Ronan's spirit defies the sorcery binding them, as Vajra drips disdainful promises of eternal end. A clash of dream and nightmare ensue. In the fading echoes of battle, forceful energies yield to aspirations of distant ambition. A white-haired adversary unleashes threats as the atmosphere shifts, carving a path from despair to dreaming of life's potential. Under bright skies, Ronan's awareness sharpens amidst playful debate. Tension wraps the edge of adventure as camaraderie mingles with challenges yet to come. A timeless spiral of bond and mission reinforces resilience. In a rugged encampment, Ronan dismisses dreams, facing realities as Valis queries their penance. A warning sharpens focus, escape whispered and worry entwined amidst tense bindings of choices past and future. Laughter and reassurance weave through a weary band's quest for freedom. The Grand Marshal's pardon shines as a beacon of hope as camaraderie blossoms, carrying forward pledges of survival amidst underlying tension. In a coalition of warriors, banter masks underlying turmoil. Ronan asserts his rugged independence, yet he's flanked by reminders of bonds forging amidst the heat of challenge. Strategy and resolve fill the anxious air. Seeking the return to Burton, a figure's visage locks onto resilience, rising above looming odds. Clarity gives way to an ethereal revelation beneath the burden of light. A spiritual convergence prepares its arrival. A catastrophic light swirls in explosive power, revealing a fractured world. Three silhouetted figures tread towards a new, uncertain dawn. Chaos fades, yet the weight of past devastation lingers beneath their journey's step. Under a disorienting sky, Ronan's comrades experience growing unease. Questions reignite fears. Chaos descends from above, prompting alarms across their ranks, urgency crackling in every corner as decisions teeter amidst shouts of readiness. A foreboding scene crackles with energy. Warnings turn prophetic as a shadowy voice reminds the gathered of starlight's impending approach. Symbols weave mystically, marking a cosmic presence, the edge of prophecy announced. Looming in divine form, winged Ahyut dominates the space. Commands echo, promising paths of destiny. Light erupts, poised at the crux of Revelation's awakening, a cosmic power declared amidst the world's fragility. In fiery hues, divine Ancute descends, casting beams of fate upon the earth. Terror grips the faces below as something greater than man's realm emerges, a testament to power defining the void within their souls. Aerial power crashes into the ground, resonating peril's call. Those below witness forms both extraordinary and terrifying manifest. Light reveals fears, while determination stares upwards, underscoring the courage needed to face the divine storm. Destruction explodes into the sky, raining chaos onto the scene below. Figures are caught amidst the destructive torrent, their cries swallowed by exploding light. Pain and pandemonium signal the storm's crest, a beacon of devastation. In the explosion's wake, figures orient themselves amid echoing alarms. Golden beams from a bell-like structure herald action, as divine calls assemble forces, establishing a charged atmosphere heavy with impending conflict. Chaotic energy propels warriors into frenzied motion. Under a blaze of fire, Ronan's cries and captain's commands echo. Resolute spirits find fleeting balance amidst upheaval's tide, focusing their fears toward confrontation's fever pitch. A determined voice issues the call to action, urging comrades against the burning chaos. Even as devastation surrounds, unity hardens their resolve. Explosions blaze, defining the edges of their fate, yet choice wields momentum. Amid wreckage and ground aflame, heroes resurge from the shadows amidst explosive aftermath. The battlefield flares with fiery intensity, spirit clashing with havoc as the tide of suspense builds. Another test lies ahead. Surrounded by chaos, Ronan and allies weigh survival against danger's mounting threat. Calls for retreat reach strained ears as foes loom steadily. Uncertainty grips them, yet determination calls them ever onward. Desperation consumes a young warrior witnessing chaos born anew. The image of fate arches across his mind, delivering his soul's cry in strident despair, leaving the heart of the title's mystery unfulfilled. A shadowy realm twists reality, reliving torment in perpetual cycles. Illusions grip Ronan's mind, tendrils carry memories laden with pain. The suffering chokes the heart traumatically, promising no reprieve amidst purple glow. A villain revels over Ronan's supposed fate, their grin reflecting cruel fantasy. Taunts wound deeply, in this energy pulse, choice gives way to scripted inevitability, as dominance poisons the air with destiny. Desolation sprawls, with echoing voices questioning Ronan's grip on destiny. Death marks the scene, where once vibrant life succumbs to crimson fade. A somber close sees eyes withdraw to quiet tragedy, unsolved. Searing memories consume one amidst unfolding chaos. A warrior acknowledges time lost amid flames. Destiny's weight etched against molten backdrop invites reflection against the ever-fleeting lens of possibility. Amidst crimson rain, a battlefield's ruin rests in silence. Ronan counts lives sacrificed for his wake. Uncertainty weaves through realization, lines etched by the ripple of a single sword. Is this the end? Heartache echoes in Ronan's solitude, standing amidst blood-red waters. Deep despair tangled with direction questions, wrought through muddy fate, as choices scrape longing from a barren well. Shadows grow, and what remains? Amidst darkening threads, despair tightens its hold around Ronan's exposed soul. A menace rises, coaxing the broken to surrender everything. A last declaration peels hope away, allowing no recourse but to fall. In this ominous realm of violent colors, Ronan kneels before a cloaked figure who triumphantly declares ownership over him. The monstrous eye of a demonic entity erupts, engulfing Ronan in chaotic energy. As Ronan is consumed, a desperate cry for his name echoes amidst the swirling energies. The air thickens with menace as a sinister figure revels in the shadows. His malevolent smile and foreboding announcements signal a looming threat. As monstrous jaws appear, his claim of possession punctuates the atmosphere with a chilling finality. A torrential surge of dark energies crashes inward, drawing a cry for Ronan who is caught in the vortex of chaos. The energy solidifies, entrapping Ronan in a relentless tornado of destruction as the cosmic forces bark their malevolent power. Amidst swirling violet energy, Ronan's visage contorts into a maniacal grin. The magnitude of his transformation overwhelms him, as each cell thrums with untapped potential. His bloodied appearance underscores an ecstasy imbued with menace and power. In the dim swirl of energy, a cloaked figure warns Ronan of total mental erasure. Determined, Ronan wields his weapon, tapping into latent power. The air hums with tension as Ronan's resolve surges, pushing the environment to its brink. A cataclysmic burst of energy shatters the scene, revealing a dark-haired figure, thrilled with the power grasped in his hand. Blood-streaked, he envisions a world tangled in despair, the energy he wields crackling with sinister promise. A fierce rivalry plays out in the cave's gloom as a dark-haired man sneers, intent on punishing his prostrate red-robed opponent. The atmosphere crackles with antagonism as their tense exchange fuels the ill-boding energies around them. Transformed and radiating menace, Ronan wields a purple blade, vowing endless despair for his foes. The intense energy punctuates his threat, his eyes glowing fiercely with power bound to his very core. In a harsh, wounded confrontation, Ronan and a white-haired individual are both impaled, caught off guard by the brutal turn. Their confusion bleeds into the landscape, shock resonating amidst their grievous injuries. Confusion reigns as sharp red crystals erupt from the void, reflecting solid disbelief on the dark-haired man's face. Their emergence hints at a brewing chaos. Their jagged forms a harbinger of dire complications. Wrapped in agony, the dark-haired adversary is consumed by pulsing tendrils, his disbelief echoing in the void. Overpowered, he trembles as his foe, a mere human, overcomes his sinister plans in an unexpected turn. Ronan stands atop a new power plateau, his blade pulsing with a confident menace. His tactics, once used on a sickly adversary, reveal lethal potential, leaving his opponent questioning his formidable sanity amidst swirling chaos. Amidst the alien realm's hostile glow, Ronan admits the intricacy of recent illusions. Armed with a green artifact, he unveils a plan saved from collapse, shifting realities in an illuminating flash. With a knowing smile, an orange-haired woman reveals the ring's secret power gifted to Ronan by Sarante. The potential it holds, capable of banishing demons, sparks a bright luminescence, offering hope amidst challenge. With ethereal energy swelling around him, the dark-haired man channels a potent green force into his hand, transforming the space around him into a tempest of glowing light and casting a radiant promise. In the depths of a cosmic void, Ronan channels raw power, a gift embodied by a radiant light form. With gratitude and resolve, he faces challenges anew, bolstered by efforts unseen yet significant. Amidst a swirling green light, Ronan thanks Sarante as power solidifies around him. Examining his cursed palm, he finds relief, realizing the betrayal turned blessing, a tool for his advantage against destiny. Reflecting amid a swirling void, Ronan recalls a gamble against destiny's hand. The clash's outcome surprises adversaries expecting failure. Disbelief echoes amid an abyss now burning in revelation. Enveloped by determined energy, Ronan stands defiant. Vivid arcs crackle as he warns foes of their mistakes, shadows twisting with the pulsating rhythm of battle fueled by unyielding resolve. Ensnared by dark tendrils, Ronan shouts in resistance. Grasping against the consuming void, defiance wavers as he collapses, tantalizing questions of power hanging unresolved. As eerie declarations fill the void, Ronan strikes defiantly, piercing dark testimonials with his sword. Rejecting oppression, his rebellion drenches the scene in resolution and dramatic defiance. Amidst a void littered with echoes of conflict, Ronan, exasperated, invites his foe to retreat if out of tricks. The trembling edifice offers the first crack in oppressive might. With energy outbursts rocking the eerie void, the palpable tension below amplifies amidst chaos. Onlookers trudge through trepidation as the cosmic arena shivers in a symphony of explosive sound. Ronan reflects on the narrow escape, his relief shadowed by the silence of a notorious book. Lingering doubts infuse the air as he clutches remnants of recent trials amidst the desolate aftermath. In a liminal space marked by past battles, two figures exchange somber gratitude. Acknowledging the toll alongside earned victories, Ronan grins, a mixture of resolve and camaraderie amidst the debris. In the void of solemn reflection, the elder dwells on devastating mistakes. Yet amidst the ebb, Ronan's optimism reignites the moment, making a determined dash toward unexplored resolutions. Weary figures emerge into a room lit by dusk. Faces etched with fatigue, one finally acknowledges relief amidst the chaos, as a companion in arms recognizes an end to one long, arduous day. Awakening to familiar voices, Ronan is relieved to find allies at ease. Details emerge of Vajra's erasure. The captivity spells relief marked by their gathered strength in shared rooms. In a frenzied, crystal blue-lit environment, a girl expresses urgency over Sabit's fervent dedication. Her discontent shadows the backdrop, hinting at a relentless pursuit against tumultuous challenges. Shift to a playful atmosphere where relieved aristocrats ponder future celebrations. Amidst reassurances and humorous exchanges, the characters find solace from recent chaos, settling into moments of reprieve. As a revered metal is unveiled with luminescence, trust is extended to Ronan. Its bestowing signifies access to hidden realms and potential partnerships. Shadows cast a pact of loyalty and promise. The elder exudes gratitude, offering Ronan a glowing item. Yet, tension ignites as fiery determination erupts, revealing deeper concerns masked by warmth. A power previously unseen threatens to emerge. The Vajra glows with a menacing allure, sparking discussion of its fate. Revealed midst transitions over towers and serene shores, contemplating its power and unknown implications leads to solitary reflection. On a serene beach, Ronan assures Air of his recovery, though she hints at recent peril. A weighted exchange ensues amid an oceanic backdrop, interlacing anxieties and shared resolve before new departures. Caught off guard, Ronan witnesses his companion's abrupt seriousness, with a medal illuminating their bond's depth. As the emblem falls, a grasp reestablishes commitment painted in mystical light. In a luminescent realm, Ailey receives heartfelt farewells from an ethereal friend. The solemn exchange reflects gratitude and wishes for peace, intertwining warmth within a mystical, ambient glow. Bathed in sunset hues, a character reflects on Sarante's peculiar yet golden nature. A suddenly energizing VHOOM intimates impending changes, weaving nostalgia into a beachside evening's tranquility. A golden ship ascends over the story's former setting, heralding narrative transitions. The scene sweeps over grand architecture and bustling efforts, painting an epic landscape of potential new chapters. Ronan studies a red-emitting sword, everything initially normal, until the energy shifts to purple and blue. The change implies emerging mysteries and perhaps deeper challenges ahead. A realization pierces through Ronan as celestial mana surfaces within his grasp, invoking frustration. An explosive surge of purple energy beckons deeper enmities and uncharted turf. Voicing incredulity amidst cosmic suspension, the inner conflict opens the scene. Shifting to fiery crescendos, disbelief transforms into a realm of twilight revelations and trusted pledges. Faced with the implications of a forbidden tome, Ronan and his companions weigh its knowledge under sunset's fiery watch. The dynamic remains intensely questioning amid burning prospects. Revealing a meld with dark forces, Ronan wrestles with insights endowed. The edge walks fine, a tightrope of unease as his surroundings pulse with both peril and possibility. The battle for control flares as Ronan strategizes against inner beasts. The stakes elevate with crimson warnings, the path forward writ with dread but anchored in unyielding resolve. In a monospace amidst deliberations, unforeseen danger strikes. A surprise from a spectral figure drives Ronan into a painful awareness, spiraling a tense foreboding through the ether. Miss Navirose reveals a newfound aura, prompting Ronan's inquiry into her blessings. Amidst their clash, a playful yet intense challenge emerges as revelations demand answers. Their enigmatic interaction fuels tension as Ronan questions cores and power shifts. Stunned, the encounter with Miss Navirose deepens suspicion, amplifying stakes under an outdoor sky. A narration reveals Mana's pivotal role, shown via ethereal imagery. The transformative journey to mastery, embodied within their core, heralds a venerable milestone for warrior kind. In a tranquil verdant setting, a lively exchange about powerful lengths achieved pushes dialogues of surprise over rumors. Navigation of personal mana travels awakens untapped arenas. Miss Navirose springs an impromptu challenge on Ronan, setting the stage for spirited sparring. A balance of caution and curiosity fuels a playful exchange, teasing abilities under scrutiny. The black-haired man charges with fury, his glowing red sword meeting the white-haired character's blade in a fiery clash. With a deafening explosion, their powers send fragments soaring. As the dust settles, a red object is flung into the chaos, leaving the scene charged with energy. In the midst of a swirling battlefield, a brunette boy questions the unruly methods of a teal-haired female figure. As she lunges forward, raw mana coursing through her veins, disbelief paints his face. But beneath skepticism lies caution, a blend of doubt and awe of her might. Caught in a relentless battle, the green-haired man is beset by powerful strikes, struggling against a force overwhelming his resolve. His cries echo with dread, aware of his opponent's immense strength, until a final blow leaves him broken on the ground. Will he survive this assault? Ronan, with a determined glint in his eyes, strategizes against Navirose, seeking to harness a power akin to a tempest. Within him, a powerful construct takes form, a swirling purple and black energy ready to erupt, a testament to his growing strength and cunning resolve. Amidst a mystical battlefield, tension hangs heavy as swords crackle with untold energy. The white-haired man, poised and powerful, exudes confidence, while the black-haired observer watches keenly. A pulse of energy signals an imminent clash, charging the air with anticipation. In an arena alive with magic, a silver-haired woman envelops herself in swirling purple energy. Her rival, wide-eyed, recognizes the echoes of another's aura, spurring a wary curiosity. Her words challenge him, igniting a competitive exchange in pursuit of deeper hidden strengths. A fierce proclamation breaks the silence as the green-haired man charges, unyielding against a red-eyed adversary. Tension mounts when a young bystander pleads for peace, dark energies threatening escalation. But the heart of conflict beats on, its resolution shrouded in uncertainty. Ronan lets out a cry as electrical currents engulf him, leaving him momentarily vulnerable. Navirose reacts, a mix of shock and resolve standing over him in victory. The clang of the thud seals the scene, setting the stage for reflection and renewed determination. In a room bathed in light, a tense exchange unfolds as characters discuss Ronan's recent ordeal. Playful banter hides profound concern, yet leaves listeners questioning. Has help truly arrived, or does uncertainty linger? Camaraderie reveals bonds deeper than words. A gulp of yellow liquid raises concern as surroundings grow urgent. A voice prods for action, urging a search for medicine. Silver-haired defiance meets dark-haired skepticism, stirring unease. A dart strikes, hinting at action or peril. Seated in shadowed academia, Ronan reveals turmoil, his gratitude washed with fear. The professor relates, fueling speculation on an enigmatic power. Ronan's anxiety grows alongside their shared apprehensions, leaving an open question in the room's dim light. In an elegantly adorned room, Ronan confronts the enigma of his energies. His professor, confident, outlines possibilities. Excitement contrasts trepidation as swirling power signifies potential and potential danger. The tension heightens with the unfolding narrative of unknown powers. As cosmic energies illuminate an abstract reality, Ronan uncovers the intimate nature of aura. It's a hue of emotion, a journey within. Surprise mingles with discovery as deeper truths promise new horizons and introspection. Alone in a dim setting, Ronan reflects on an impossible feat, copying Solan's aura. His thoughts turn to the Vajra's core, speculating its secrets. With two curses now broken, a newfound hope mingles with unanswered mysteries. In a dance of energy, Ronan learns of fused curses, an anomaly wrapped in confusion. His professor speaks, bridging all with caution. As energies manifest, crimson and purple collide, daring him to pierce through this newfound obscurity. Engulfed in the mystical nebula glacier, Ronan ponders shared origins. But discovery brings laughter as mystery resolves to puzzle. With clarity as elusive as the stars above, he resigns himself to understanding, someday. A village street echoes with Ronan's musings about a troublesome past. As monstrous visages fade into frustration, his determination remains. Armed with a wry smile, he casts aside fear, the path ahead clear, yet cluttered with complications. On a clear street, Ronan contemplates answers ahead. The serenity is shattered by Asel's frantic approach. He smiles, curious about her urgency. Pursued by her swirling energies, their reunion reframes calm in light of impending chaos. As Ronan's actions ripple through the surroundings, chaos ensues. Distress echoes from a terrified girl, an alarmed call for aid, and confusion descends. Faces twist in disbelief, a plea caught amidst the fragmented environment. A monstrous beast crashes into view, throwing everything into panic-tinged hues. Ronan's disbelief mirrors the surge of blue energy that tracks the creature's relentless speed. Amid rumbling earth, understanding escapes him. Is this truly reality? Ronan's shock morphs into terror at the sight of a charging manticore. Pink-haired panic illustrates its ferocious distinction. The tension escalates, harmonizing awe and fear amid the street's disrupted calm. Their academy feels far away. As destruction unfolds, Ronan confronts the monstrous presence. Confidence rekindles amidst danger as he tests aura manipulation. Pulsating purple-red energy expands, vital against the looming threat. Empowered, he prepares. But is he ready? Ronan taps into an internal reservoir, seeking Vajra's mana. A past clash with Navirose rekindles, reflecting his mana struggles. Energy crackles anew, promises of control and potential energizing the air. He can harness these powers, can't he? Amidst a cosmic expanse, Ronan embraces resilience. Energy swirls beneath his feet, rippling outward on his command. A defiant step echoes, light bending to will. Can he correct his past errors with this newfound power? With a manticore looming, young allies awaken magic within, gesturing towards power. Their astonishment breaks with shared disbelief, bonded by necessity. Together, they forge hope amidst chaos, defying beasts and shadows turned allies. Power crackles as a student grapples with limitations. Beside him, terror-stricken eyes confirm doubt. Summoning rejected aura, the tension spirals into manic urgency. A monstrous limb poised to strike, threat shadowed by ignorance and thrill. Ronan, wielding a green sword, reignites an old weapon's might. Golden-white brilliance erupts, marking his signature. Energy cascades, triggering chaos anew. Through exertion, he confirms his focus. Does power now lower the stakes or raise them? Roaring conflicts reach crescendo, golden energy surging skyward. A cosmic transition softens chaotic aftermath. Scene fades to white, voice unobtrusively whispering to the shocked, what's left when echoes diminish? From chaos emerges a figure bathed in light, Professor Baron, whose presence enthralls. A mystified reunion spills from recognizing voices. In the damaged wake, they find grounding energy about them. What will this meeting reveal? In the courtyard, tamed beasts draw awe and demands an apology. Words tread lightly over expectations. Dynamics shift as Baron's aura shines unfading, a narrative power that enchants, leaving awe in its wake. Wonders interlace chaos and comfort as a bearish voice apologizes amidst astonishment. Suddenly lighter hearts ponder the extraordinary. In jest and ponder they dream of festivity, is anticipation mixed with irony. Opulence meets festivity wonderment. A dark-haired man queries what this event might hold. Undeterred, reassurances buoy spirit, dismissive of fear. Anticipation overtakes, like collective heartbeats before releasing fortune. New dawn casts light over conversations about festive significance, as queries twist in scrutiny. Smirks bring confidence delight, hidden under assurances. The air tingles, bewitchingly awaiting wide fanfare. Sunlit eyes gleam as a lure of the doppelgangers unfolds. Each word captures excitement, punctuated by youthful curiosity. Festival glimpse reveals doppelganger presence. Loved or loathed illusions await kindled curiosity. Uneasy thoughts betray Ronan's radiant facade. The sobering contemplation of Alpha and Omega looms, as vibrant shifts dull to decayed practicality. Doubt emerges, weaving threads of hope through disruptive notions. Crowd gathers beneath desire and unease. Confident smiles bridge curiosity, poised to unveil delight. But shadows cannot hide from pleasure's gleam, leaving thrill untangled as guests gather for a festival intertwined with destiny. In shrouded silence, orders echo, shadows dart unseen, executing commands engraved in fearful loyalty. A master's dark intent mingles with anticipation, leaving these plans echoing in foreshadowed purpose filled with unnamed dread. A castle vibrant in festival hues stands amidst intrigue. A table, girls gathered. A gift, curiosity spikes between whimsical surprise and implied knowledge. Beneath celebration, mysteries etch upon eager anticipation. Multiple layers unfold within a library sanctuary. Enthusiastic eyes dabble with magic-laden books, excitement overpowering apprehension. Words stir, an intangible web, the fervor challenging clarity. Learning stretches given moments and roles. Surrounded by opulent decor, a riddle dwells within paper beds. Enthusiasm dances unchecked, inquiring details beyond grasp. Barons offer casts curiosity anew, blurring the edges where clarity stretches thin. Herbal duplication plans tempt scholarly enterprise, each answer unveiling potential vast. Economic prospects bloom on whispers of fortunes shared, alliances shaping empire's balance amid incoming prosperity. Anticipation simmers, blurring readiness into determination. Competitive spirit brightens earnest engagement. Within mischief, declared intentions resonate, weaving past journeys with future challenges, each character wrestling with reward's tangible allure. Playful banter accompanies palpable tension, where farewells turn wistful. Expressions veiled in amusement hold departure's weight, red-haired laughter lifting unknown narratives ahead, luring towards an ambiguous horizon. Galeran Hall breathes challenge. A raised hand signals resolve. Preparations intensify to their 514th effort. Names exude focused determination, defying nature's whispered adversities upon a backdrop of anticipation. Counted moments toll anticipation's thread, woven thick with courage. Hands ready swords under charged wind, threatening to fracture composure. Hearts quiver before one, facing inevitable, every second carries its own weight. Golden flares herald vibrant force, a crescendo of motion as energy surges and men strike. Swirls of radiance clash against shadowed backgrounds, flaring brilliance reminding all of divine power manifest. Purple radiance converges, channeling into focused eruptions. Shielded eyes gaze through the void, motion swift and purposeful. Here, energy transforms, threads crossing into truth, power darting from light to dark. Trapped beneath purple-lit precision, desperation grips a stilled figure. Dark, spiky hair casts shadows over disbelieving eyes as opponents commence power play. Strains submit, camaraderie counters conflict's edge. Praise weaves through open arcs as Ronan absorbs progress, growth acknowledged by comrades. Reflecting recent daringness, determination swells again. They face potential rivalries anew with renewed bonds, affectionately daring tomorrow. Beneath a bright canopy, laughter blends camaraderie with introspection. Aspirations follow inspiring affirmation. Awaiting autonomy, eyes glean shared understanding, unsaid words tracing paths awash in purposeful solitude. Confronted by swirling colors, a man with long blonde hair contemplates the complexity of golden auras. The mystery of recreating such wonders lingers. Meanwhile, urgency takes hold as Ronan encounters a familiar figure in a sprawling hall. Surprise grips him, recognition dawns. Something big is coming. In a struggling breath, Bari clings to recognition in the stairwell. Relief softens his anxiety, until the absence of Professor Baron becomes all too apparent. An elegant office holds no answers, just urgency. Tensions rise as the implications sink in. Can they resolve this crisis in time? Amid a hall echoing with shadowy figures, Ronan and his companion face a shattering revelation. Doppelgangers. Lost now, they were vital to the festival. Shock sets in as the threat of violence looms. How deep does this danger run? Past fears resurface in a scarred courtyard, linking absence to a manticore's rampage. Nervous whispers echo, questioning Professor Barron's disappearance. Could the rampage explain dangers lurking beneath the surface? Tension simmers. The search for clarity continues. A tale unfolds underground of fury never seen before. Memories recollect a day scarred by raw emotions. A wise reflectiveness meets a young man's alarm as fierce energy hints at past confrontations, and more to come. A note signals a vanished presence, igniting alarms. Bari's urgent appeal for assistance signals brewing conflict with doppelgangers on the loose. Elsewhere, Adeshan scrutinizes the aftermath of a shattering incident. Was it really accidental? Long shadows and shattered glass paint a scene of bleak revelations. A supervillain-proof case lies defeated, its security compromised. Evidences of high-density mana and an outside strike reveal unsettling truths. Who wields such power here? A chilling realization takes hold, a calculated attack aimed at doppelgangers. The sprawl of intent leaves Adeshan astounded. True focus zeroes in. What motive drives such calculated menace, laying Filion bare to threat? Grave revelations unfold in the dim hallway. If suspicions bear truth, danger stalks Filion's grounds. Panic and urgency fuel calls for action, shadowed by suspenseful whispers of lurking criminals. Can they prevent the worst? Ronan's calm assurances seek to ease Adeshan's fears. Yet, uncertainty looms as cooperation from knights becomes crucial. All hinges upon their support, underlined by an imposing knight's armored gaze, a promise of foreboding choices ahead. Reflecting on his burdens, Ronan shares moments of weary introspection. Through fatigue, the responsibility he bears as a student stands stark, echoing amidst the shattered stone walls. A stability shattered, and the echoes of clinking metal. Sarcastic skepticism underlies inquiries as Ronan discusses silence among the serious. Despite suspicions, surprise wins the armored knight's attention, a backdrop of two other silent witnesses. The stakes have risen, yet clarity eludes them. Accusations fly in the dim hallway, heated words exchange between mismatched combatants. The knight dismisses fears as freak accidents. A telling question probes mysterious bloodstains, each spat word laced with motive, suspicion clinging heavily. Ronan's challenge reverberates through tense air, facing shadowy entities, each word fueled with defiance, yet threats of demise loom. Enter the armored knight's ominous warning. Games begin but doom dances ever close. The time for words is past. A lethal clash erupts with blinding speed. Sword meets armor, bloody endpoints reached in decisive blows. Echoing cries illustrate harsh reality in the tense air, an explosion of inherent violence. A brotherhood shattered, betrayal in action amidst chaotic battle cries. Silver adored becomes red-stained as the traitor strikes from within. Ronan watches disbelief with wide eyes, loyalty fractured, choices carved in blood. Can trust ever return? Silence shatters with swift, aggressive action. A stark betrayal continued. Bodies fall in a forceful ballet. Metal meets flesh with deadly precision. A cry of exclamation pierces the tense air as chaos reigns supreme. Ronan surges forward, energies crackle mirrored in the burst of impact. The clash batters resolve, destiny shapes in forceful hands. Writhing foes encapsulate words unspoken. Subdued will ravages raw from battle's heat. Thunderous realization shakes Ronan as the aftermath lies bare. Someone looms over the slain, a sinister shadow slips away. It's Ronan's hand guided the fatality, a crown of chaos rests on his brow. What missteps led here? Surprise fills the air as one knight kneels in devotion. Confusion tints recognition, a voice familiar, yet once veiled. It's Valus, resurrected from past shadows, newfound ally to potentially mend fragmented trust. Dialogue dances in a stone realm of debris, playful queries and hidden threats exchanged. Valus wavers, stirred by anxiety, confronting the spectrum of truth against Ronan's poised inquiries. Trust and fear play equally here. Past debts come to light under dim luminescence. Bonds bound by life risk rekindle urgency for completion. Trust waxes hyperactive, a commitment fueled by shared history and an equal thrill from revealed secrets. Distress knits into fabric of urgent tales. An activist shadow engages Ronan's skepticism. The red-haired ally pleads innocence as a communications conduit. Glass shards resonate ominously throughout tense revelations. Tales of Cariballo's decline weave pride into mischievous grins. Rumors spread their roots, amplifying fears and sowing confusion. What stands beneath masks is more than diminished reputation. Its survival's very bedrock shifting. Amidst ruins, the future of Cariballo unravels. Strategies align with shadows flaring from crimson gazes. As grand heists unfurl under monstrous eyes, the magnitude of pursuit exceeds claimed ambitions. Can stability prevail? Ronan plans coup as tension mounts. Goals coalesce amidst urgent talk. Yet paths lie entwined with perilous journeys. Doppelgangers' true dangers loom. Shadows murmur Arendale's name. The future strains under bound uncertainty. An exploratory scene unfolds amid dim rubble. Night peers, plot thickens. Filian stone corners host reunions. All eyes fix on Ronan. Familiar faces in navy observe. Herald surprises linked further with anticipation. Confessions tumble from Adeshan's assured lips. Their enemies unmasked. Only half-painted knights. Questions linger. Where are real allies? Amid interrogation whispers, Bari's trembling suggests the weight of revealed truths still lingers. Valus steps forward, infamous shadow clinging close. Introductions, formal gestures, loyalty feigned for past enemies now repurposed. The Cariballo's infiltration confirms fears. The underhand lurking within Filian's confines poses looming threats. Strategic whispers warn of imminent strikes amidst false identities. Abys await with festival's chaos as distraction, a dance of hidden dangers. But will the doppelgangers, veiled absence tip of cards held? Plans spiral within shadowed halls. As cabals stir throughout Filian, the power balance tilts beneath moonlit intentions. A strategic werewolf's abeyant expectation echoes amidst forested whispers. Change beckons. Historical revelations shadow the forest. Wolves might recounted through stories bathed in blood. Once dominant, Woolump tribe's massacre shakes core power assumptions. The woman claiming victory now bides, Cariballo's beast amidst tests to come. Observed through foreboding space, Arendale's presence whispers of chaos understated, leadership profound yet dangerous. Ronan resolve to action stands clear in intent, tactical momentum chosen amidst foreboding paths promised. Urgency propels covert stratagems, seeking assistance without alerting foes. Arendale's formidable prowess gestures towards escalation, their strength yet unmeasured. As uncertainty deepens, destiny draws patterns of peril. Personal ambitions saturate a sun-kissed forest. Light reveals determination beneath crisp suits externalizing intent. As the forest remains observant through nature's veneer, conflicts harbor darker threads underpinning tranquil veneers. A monstrous presence embodies menace within forest confines. Consumption an irritant, patience frayed amid pursuit. Yet decision and resolve linger, arresting with latent aggression. What perilous game shall they unfold? Past threats dim in the swagger of impending menace. Arendale's voice roars in anticipation, a wrath ready to earn its due. As night gives way, forest peace foretells a deception of compounding danger. Calm masks obscure anticipation within a sunlit forest. Adeshan's prowess draws whispered reverence, where actions carve fabled paths arising from accomplished discord. Doppelgangers hide held pausing query. What's next? Mystical creatures herald awakening curiosities, skill sets debated among equals. Ronan's confidence inflects playful ease, temporarily soothed until looming shadows whisper actions in brightness. Swirling intentions face powerful futures ahead. Dramatic creature bounds within forest, intense focus dominates space. Increasing tension merges juxtaposed tranquility as Ronan faces growing stakes. Energies contend, yet solutions evade. A rabbit's silent plea triggers latent transformations. Energy arcs as doppelganger transforms amidst blinking horizons. Within a flight of shock, Ronan's uncertainty contemplates blurred dangers. Mystique settles as aerial symbols cascade above, change punctuated by levity's solemn weight. Magic's touch disturbs the air, dawn of revelation dispatches dread. As imaginary and real collide, badger eyes gleam in readiness. Potency witnessed reveals compelling forces beyond the forest's muted embrace. Contortions morph once harboring spaces into serpent-dominated trials. Forest edges blur under expansion's grasping waves. Observer reflects menace grown tangible. Between its jaws lies the cusp of abyssal change. Anticipation teeters. Adeshan marks their target amid vibrant hues. Ronan follows signals, a disturbance unveiled. Guesswork confirms doppelganger's guise, illuminating woodland tension. As threads pull tight, potential futures beckon hazards approach. In an exuberant leap, Adeshan rushes toward a perceived foe. Responding with confusion, Ronan questions instinct's vigor. What twist plays out in the great foretelling leaves twined with motion's urgency? Humor intersperses with determination as Adeshan graces chaos with calm. Mischievous fangs hiss in captured ire, echoing amidst tense unity. Amid muted light, can friends form bonds anew in struggling resilience? Fear's claw arcs through glowing space. Interpretations falter against frantic realizations. Timely escape teeters on brink's edge. History faces conjuration again, wrought from intensity's expanding grasp. Amid delicate encounters, change takes form, sparking energies surge to life. As Ronan's scream echoes, vibrant forces consolidate. Unseen urgency melds with unexpected transformations, catalyst unknown as awakening throbs beneath. Adeshan's vigor tangles with Omega, energy pulses beam as destiny aligns. Ronan's eye twirls in frenzy, recognition dawns to fearful precision. Purple threads draw power's influence tight. As desperation mounts, strategic moves are frantically planned. With firm resolve, the mission vows to secure the Omega once more. Collaboration forms survival's cornerstone. Can Ronan find resolution before impending chaos decimates the realm? Ronan races through a sun-dappled forest, worry etched on his face and glowing yellow in his eyes. He wonders why Ahiud hasn't morphed as expected and finds human footprints perplexing. Is something more sinister lurking beneath the surface? Each stomp echoes his deepening concern. In a shadowy forest, a man with sharp features senses an overwhelming energy. Dread dances in his orange eyes, showing traces of doppelganger transformation. He feels a powerful nearby presence. Could there be an ethereal connection with the ghostly figure reaching out? Ronan, resolutely clutching a dagger, declares his intent to uncover the truth. Dropping headfirst into a red abyss, tension hangs heavy as his cloak flutters behind him. Surprise creeps in with a bead of sweat. What awaits in the depths below? Regret seeps through a forest of red as a man laments his failures. Blood and dirt mar his face. He agonizes over lost lives he couldn't save, each admission punctuated by guilt and a haunting sense of self-blame. His purple eyes glow with pain. In the sunlit forest, the young man's voice trembles with regret. He recalls past failings, eyes misty with emotion. Vibrant foliage contrasts with the depth of his sorrow. As colors fade to darkness, an ominous beat resonates in the air, a reminder of his guilt. A cloaked figure watches, startled to see a menacing image of himself, fear twisting into recognition. The revelation that his greatest fear is himself. A startling realization hangs heavy, the sun-dappled path teeming with disarray. Ronan senses the hostility radiating from a monstrous figure clothed in shadows. Feelings of failure wash over him again, tormenting admissions of loss and defeat. A glowing structure tears apart in the distance, matching the devastation within him. Amidst vibrant energy, the dark-haired figure stands aghast at his inability to protect. The clash ensues, followed by a dramatic whoosh. A blonde fighter readies himself, weapon in hand. Tension builds as the landscape becomes a battlefield. Leaves spiral in a sunlit forest as realization hits the young man. It's himself he's fighting against. The urgent need to devise a plan grips Ronan. Will he find a way out before the situation spirals further into chaos? In a flash of golden light, the swordsman sets aside his weapon, surprise etching across his opponent's face. He bends down, strategizing his next move, aware of weakened strength since facing Ahiyut. Distance becomes his ally, time his weapon. A powerful hand seeks to disrupt Ronan's balance, but he fiercely counters with glowing purple eyes and determination. An audible clang underscores his resolve. He's not to be underestimated. Fighting against an unseen adversary, he matches force with fierce grit. The dark-haired cloaked figure prepares to fight as a smirking adversary rushes with a taunt. Movement bursts forth in a dramatic clash, surging energy marking the intensity between them. The battle's ferocity unfolds against a vibrant sunset glow. Panting, the young man reflects on his brush with death. A cloaked figure looms distantly, promising more danger. Realization settles in, urging preparation for the challenges of battling his prime self. Intensity harbors caution, questioning if he's ready for what's next. The dark-haired swordsman focuses hard, his vision locked on an incoming threat. One blink could spell doom, yet adrenaline sharpens his senses. With practiced precision, he defends against blurred threats. A heartbeat away from disaster, he strikes back against unseen foes. Ronan bursts into motion, his rapid dash scattering debris. Engaging in a high-speed clash, he releases a light purple energy attack. The vibrant forest shrouds him as the battle blurs, each move a testament to his resilience. An explosive attack ignites the battlefield, surprise etched on the gray-clad fighter's face. The cloaked figure's dominance questions the shocked fighter's familiar response. Tension builds as their shared identity surfaces, revealing a new layer to the combat. A powerful clash leaves the young man pondering his opponent's unexpected agility. With heart pounding and breath ragged, he wonders how the blow missed its mark. A menacing figure looms, amplifying the mounting tension as each move turns critical. The swordsman's surprise mounts with a sudden headbutt, a tactical, unexpected move. Amidst chaos, reality hits like another blow as debris bears evidence of intense clashes. A moment of disbelief stirs a fresh wave of urgency to recalibrate his strategy. With energy swirling around and the noise of battle, Ronan grapples with shock at the unexpected. A realization dawns, interrupting the cascade of impact. An insight flashes across his features as he falls, becoming more reflective amid his descent. In an explosive assault, energy erupts. Debris flies as the gray-clad foe grapples with his plight. Realization sets in. It's a precursor to a final, devastating blow from the dark-haired force. The enemy's eyes widen, thinking furiously. Amidst the settling dust and fading energy, the young man sits battered but reflective. The encounter was intense, leaving him pondering the nature of triumph and survival. Glowing katana beside him beams softly as thoughts linger on mortality's thin veil. Exasperated, the swordsman rues the looming threat. The beast-like figure, breathing menace, declares he's not the prey. The young man feels the shadows closing, each step heavy as danger inches closer with whispered warnings of menace. A scarlet-bearded warrior, exuding intimidating might, questions the boy before him. Recognition blooms from an observer's murmur. It's Arendelle, legendary and daunting. The confrontation looms, as anticipation sharpens every word and action that follows. Facing a daunting foe, the dark-haired student wrestles with surprise and defensive instincts. The bearded antagonist sneers, sniffing suspicion and pressing. Voices overlap in unease, revealing undertones of tension entwined with looming danger. Within the serene woods, an opportunity can't be ignored. The question about Omega's scent startles the spiky-haired boy, his distress deepening with each crack of energy that rends the scene, unruliness his unintended companion. The battle-hardened swordsman capitalizes on his advantage. Alpha and Omega fall conveniently in his path. Scenes blur with chaotic energy, its monstrous visage bared, jaws towards young prey. A brusque stomp warns of impending havoc. Raging blue energy erupts as the red-bearded warrior delivers crushing blows to the overwhelmed boy, each impact relentless. Energy flares engulf the scene in violence, echoing defeat amidst relentless assault. Ronan flies beneath the barrage. The attack culminates with shattering finality. Amidst chaos, the dark-haired warrior braces against overwhelming force, his resolve amplified by keen insight into the adversary's lethal reputation. Swelling energy converts strategy into strength. The tides shift as preparation morph into practice. With his sharp gaze locked onto the shadows, the young man braces for unseen threats. Now more than ever, timing is crucial. Amidst the swirling energy, the anticipation mounts until shock, a swift swing, and realization break through. A decisive slash ignites the battlefield with vibrant energy. Sparks fly from each collision as the adversary's attacks intertwine. Despite initial damage, a grin persists as the giant opponent retaliates. The tension sharpens, the battle's pulse quickens. Amid chaotic energy, the warrior's sneering condescension belies potential defeat. Despite scant success, grit fuels the young fighter. Tension mounts as drive collides with indomitable power, underscoring the ferocity of their struggle. An aura of advancement cloaks the battlefield. Blood runs, resilience hardens, and the brawny adversary acknowledges his opponent's sharp blows with grit. In the haze of battle, resolve renders every strike more determined, casting shadows through the tension-filled arena. Magic and metal cascade as tense drama unfolds. A challenge thrives. Defiantly facing a foe, the young fighter's resolve intensifies amidst the clash of ethereal bursts. Pain competes with determination, each blow a dance of fiery resilience. Aerially, the swordsman lands a powerful strike amidst green flashes. A tight exchange of blows ensues. Quick shifts connect aggression against defense, marked by sparks and snarls. Yet, the relentless clash of steel propels the conflict further. Raging energy crackles as the bare-chested warrior launches an imposing wave of force. His opponent parries with a swift leap, unleashing violet and pink abysses across the battlefield. Tension rises as the combatants push the limits of power. Laser-like slits carve the battleground, shattering beneath energy pulses of orange and yellow chaos. The dark-haired warrior crouches, deftly navigating chaos with glowing resolve. Dramatic motion underlines his prowess amidst swirling debris. Confrontation peaks as the antagonist's blue surge crashes into his foe. Yet resilience counteracts with an influx of red energy, defiance embodied in the attacker's bold retort. Their arena echoes with the clash of power and determination. Arcs of energy precede the swordsman's aerial descent, met with the antagonist's fierce reaction. Despite a crushing explosion, a grin lingers through agony. Their duel transforms with searing energy sparking intensity. In a frenzy of exhilarating clashes, power swells ranks the battling foes. As one grows larger, just as excitement surges within the other. A stunning explosion underscores the energy-crazed arena, testing strength against warriors' vast will. Warning shared, power culminates in a devastating blow. Energy slices through, subduing a dark aggressor in pain. Shadows fail against the relentless force as the battle's crescendo nears. Roaring chaos threatens to consume it all. Swirling with ominous energy, the young man's weapon lunges amid crimson waves, silencing the enemy's disbelief. With glowing eyes, the protagonist stands triumphant, his figure fixed amid the battleground's chaos. Exhilaration surges through triumph's pause. The swordsman descends fiercely, inflicting agony on the bearded opponent. Shock courses as old wounds reopen, merely a branch severing strength. Through visceral disbelief, the adversary's grin surfaces beneath pain, respecting the dexterous ferocity of relentless blades. Through sparks across the battleground, a familiar scent alerts the bespectacled figure. Omega is close. The fighting pulses with remembrance. Enraged fury lashes out, ushering memories of past altercations. The battle's history breathes through violent motion. Striking fiercely, the warrior's energy punches reverberate through his opponent. Defiance reverberates as vivid lights roar and contract to release a violent explosion. The surrounding environment bends to the will of power unleashed, a testament to relentless resolve. Amidst debris, the protagonist seizes victory's momentum, clutching a vital artifact. Ground erupts beneath powerful energy, enveloping the antagonist in luminous chaos. Through bruises and growls, lament ushers battle's breathless pause. A beleaguered fighter faces relentless wrath, a furious punch met with yelling defiance. As clothes are borne away by roar's fury, escalation mounts, hinting at the brink of possible new transformation in battle's chaotic heart. Purple flashes dance through battle's shadows, a rhythmic duel of attack and intense defense. The exchange accentuates tensions unfolding over wooden arenas, giving spotlight to the strained eyes surviving amid swinging chaos. Challenged by the intense and unexpected attacks, characters reel amidst electrically charged chaos. Bewilderment gives way to awe, observing the one figure enduring the clash with unwavering composure. Hidden strategies unravel, tearing through tension's veil. Caught in field of energy, Arendelle hangs in troubled curiosity. Observing, the protagonist ponders strategic shifts with keen senses. What changed the target from him to Arendelle? The intensity continues, fueled by unseen motives. Breaths fill the void as the swordsman relishes an agonizing scream, savoring domination. Transformation beckons through screams, and provoked rage promises more than conflict set to unravel vengeance's silent echo. An explosive clash as the Omega, eyes aglow with purple fury, takes a brutal hit, blood painting the battleground. Fury fuels his blade, unleashing wrath as he's cornered. Omegas thrive on darkness, wielding emotions as weapons. But would this fury be enough to withstand the assault? Surprise turns to determination as the muscular warrior faces the unexpected Omega. Despite the blast's power, the mystery of their link persists. Brothers, perhaps. Amidst chaos, the warrior's challenge grows. Reflecting on Arendale's fearsome capabilities, the protagonist contemplates survival against such might. Meanwhile, the bested alpha, pinned and helpless, faces utter defeat as crushing blows rain down, sealing his fate. With eyes blazing blue, the balding warrior accepts a deadly choice. I must kill it. An overwhelming blast ensues, tearing through the forest with devastating force, leaving nothing untouched. Agility defines survival as the Omega deftly evades a gigantic scion slash. His skill draws admiration and curiosity from a watching warrior, eager to witness the true extent of Omega's power. With the battlefield in chaos, the Omega retreats disarmed, injured yet unfazed. Mocking voices haunt him, forcing him towards a brutal end. Fury builds in both parties as they prepare final strikes. Battle cries pierce chaos. The hunt is over. Driven by protection and desperation, the protagonist unleashes fiery white energy in a vicious attack, determined to withstand all suffering. Deception revealed. The bloody opponent discovers too late the hidden dagger poised in darkness. A brutal extraction ensues, leaving shock and torrents of blood in its wake. Relentless pain defines the Omega's struggle as blood bursts from his injured arm. Striving to stand, a desperate scream echoes amidst fiery chaos, hinting at an unyielding fight within. The red-haired warrior, unfazed by pain, counterattacks with brutal resolve. Stomping fiercely, he sends his dark-haired opponent tumbling amidst explosive force and debris-filled chaos. Desperation rings out, W8. Through shattering defenses and slicing rock, the opponent crumbles under the protagonist's powerful assault, agony written in every cry. Will this destructive force prevail? Blood-soaked and fierce, the dark-haired figure stands amidst chaos. Intense purple eyes burn as he confronts destiny, steeled by unimaginable trials. Yet, resolution or ruin awaits beyond.